Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 23rd of October 2018. So welcome everyone, welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a look at a few instruments that I believe are quite looking interestingly right now. But before we do that, as always, we'll quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay guys, so let's not waste a lot of time here and let's jump into the charts. Now the first one I want to touch on is the FTSE 100 here. So yesterday, this is by the way a daily chart here. In a way we're still kind of trading flat here on the FTSE, in a way waiting for a better move in order to kind of take action on this one, but for now, of course, as you can see, the index is struggling to overcome this 7110 zone. I was talking about this one in one of my previous videos where I was covering the FTSE. So this level here, this 7110, has been quite an important level here back in March, especially on the 29th of March, which was marked by the high of that day. So in a way, it showed its significance here yesterday. It wasn't able to it wasn't able to kind of go higher too far from there. So in a way, as you can see, the bears kicked in the end of the day and managed to drive this this index back down. So for now, this is where we're going to probably stay put here and be very cautious, because we're going to wait until we get a nice confirmation break either through the upper side here through this 7110 zone, and this way we could then target the 7190 or even the 7220 zone, so approximately there. So potentially could aim for that. This is where it could also meet this long-term upside support line that has been running here since around the February time from 2016. So quite an important line as well, but in order to see that possible test of it, we would need to get a nice good break initially above this line right here, which is the 7110, so the one that I just mentioned, and then we could then, like I said, aim for a little bit higher levels here. Certainly it wouldn't mean that we're just gonna become bullish from here onwards, no, because for us to get comfortable with the upside from the longer term perspective, we need to see a nice good break, of course, going back above this upside support line and also getting above the 73.15 area approximately there. It acted as a very nice area of resistance here in the mid-September, so quite an important line becomes here. So in a way, this could be a nice good confirmation, possible confirmation of further upside moves here. So but for now, judging by the picture that we're seeing here, it kind of forces us to remain flat, somewhat flat, because if this goes down here and moves towards this little area around the let me just quickly put this one away, the 6970 zone. Now a nice good break below that level could potentially confirm further drop towards the 6870. So just to remind you guys, the 6970 has been the low here that we saw around the 4th of April this year, and of course the 6870 is this turning point that we saw on the 23rd of March, from which the index rallied higher, and yep, so we could see maybe, like I said, another possible test of this area again, again, but only if we get a drop below the 69.70. Let's jump into a few pairs now quickly, and the first one I want to touch on is the euro dollar. Euro dollar yesterday, after having a nice rally to the upside during the European morning. Let me just put a 4-hour chart on this one. Yesterday, like I said, yep, after having a nice good move higher, as you can see, it kind of tested the 115.35, and of course slightly above that tested the 115.50 zone approximately there, and since then kind of reversed back south, and now is currently testing the 114.50 area, just maybe slightly below that, to be honest, the 114.45. This is where it is right now, and if this is going to continue traveling lower, if this is going to continue traveling towards the 114.30, now this is where you should be cautious, because a good break below this could potentially open the path towards much lower levels like the 113.95, or even actually going all the way down towards the psychological 113 zone. So for now, of course, be very careful. Keep your eyes on the 114.45 initially. If that breaks, then certainly, yep, continue observing the 114.30, because this could be also like a good possible support area. As you can see, it acted as good support area here in the beginning of October, then quite last week as well, on the 19th of October. So in a way, a very important area to watch here, the 114.30. Now then, like I said, keep your eyes on down. If we get a break below this, then could lead towards much lower levels. On the upside here, even though it's a bit difficult to talk about the upside, but nevertheless, in a way, let me just get rid of a few lines here. So in a way, you could start looking at these levels here, the 115.25, 35, and of course the 35 could potentially be that one which could open the path towards higher levels. But for those who are more conservative here, let me just adjust a few of these lines here. Now you could in a way wait until this would get towards the yesterday's highs at around 115.50, and if we get a nice break above this, then yep, this could potentially open the path towards much higher levels. So levels like the 115.75, or even going back all the way here towards the 116.10 that was tested not long ago here as well. So but for now, of course, this is looking more bearish than bullish, so keep your eyes on that one. GBPUSD is quite a similar story here. So in a way, this is what I was talking about this one, and in a way I was telling you guys to keep an eye on this level here, this potential area of support around 129.20. As you can see, yesterday we managed to break this one to the downside. We broke this upside support line here that has been running since the lows of the 15th of August. We broke it to the downside. We now are kind of aiming it for lower, and this is the area that we're going to keep an eye on, the 129.20. Because as you can see, it acted as a very nice area of support here back in the beginning of October, around the 3rd of October. So a good break below that could potentially invite even more bears to the table, and we could see maybe a further slide towards the 127.85 here that was marked by the low of the 5th of September. Jumping into another GBP pair here, so GBP Aussie. Now this is in a way a battle of the weaker ones. So who's going to be who's going to take the crown of being the weakest? So at the moment, of course, you can see that the pound is kind of winning this game in a way by declining further against the Aussie here, but keep your eyes on this little tentative, in a way you could say maybe short-term tentative upside support line taken from the lows of the 9th of August, which could in a way prove to be as quite a nice bouncing ground for for this pair, and where the bulls could potentially come in again and drive this one higher. So for now, still we're going to remain somewhat more towards the bearish side here. We're still going to stick somewhat more to the bearish side, and especially if we're going to get a break here below this little level right here at around the 182.35 zone, approximately there. Now this, like I said, this is where we could then aim for a possible test of the short-term upside support line. Also, this is where it could also maybe test the 181.65 zone, approximately there. Could be a nice potential area of support. So keep your eyes on this one, guys. I mean, at the moment, like I said, the pound kind of continues to look weak. The only thing is that you should probably, for those very short-term traders, I mean, something that you could keep an eye on is this formation right here. That, as you can see, that the pair kind of on a 4-hour chart has formed a somewhat like a double bottom here on the very short-term double bottom. So in a way, this could get confirmed if we get a nice break here above this level right here, above the 1.84 zone. So a nice good break above this could potentially lead the pair a little bit higher. This is the possible next stop, could be on the GBPUSD, and that's approximately around the 185.60 zone, something like that. So keep your eyes on that one. But again, like I said, for such a move, for us to see such a move, we need to get a nice good break above the 184 soon. So and like I said, this in a way, this could confirm the possible possible double bottom formation here on the 4-hour chart, a very short-term double bottom formation. So for now, be very cautious. If this continues, of course, to travel lower and continues to break the, and well, actually continues, it just goes and breaks the upside support line, well, I mean, of course, we'll start positioning ourselves possibly for a further decline here, maybe towards even the 179.70 zone or slightly lower. We do have this little drop here. Let me just kind of adjust probably the level a little bit, and this could be the area to keep an eye on, at around 179.25, approximately there. This could be a potential area for a test, but only if we get a nice break below this upside support line. So yep, keep your eyes on that one. And the last pair I wanted to quickly touch on, and that's NZDJPY. Now, NZDJPY is at a very interesting spot here. So in a way, we do have this we can call it a tentative, maybe more of a tentative upside support line. As you can see, it kind of is testing it already, kind of had a small undershoot here and kind of broke it, but let's see how this develops further, because if this continues to hold and we see kind of this one struggling to overcome this line, this upside line, then, well, I mean, we could maybe see a little bounce here back to the upside, maybe a bit of a correction, and this is where we're going to aim for the 73.70 zone, or just maybe slightly above that, the 74 area, so which acted as quite an interesting level here in the past, so both as resistance and support. So keep your eyes on that one, of course, but again, for now, be very careful here. If this gets broken, now of course you could keep an eye on this little level that I've got highlighted here at around 73.40, but to be honest, if to be more probably cautious on this one, we could adjust this level towards the lows that we saw around here, around the 73.15 zone, which was near the lows of the 18th of October. So in a way, a nice good break below this level could potentially confirm a possible drop here much lower, where we could then aim towards the 72.75, or even actually going much lower. But of course, let's not get ahead of ourselves, and let's see how this develops, and especially how this this tentative upside support line plays out. Okay, so guys, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and if you want to join me later on at my Traders Tea Time, and that's 13:15 GMT, 14:15 British Summer Time. But for now, thank you very much, and bye bye.